I'm making this video so I can help people with a workout so they can be at home. You know, I've been doing this social distancing thing before a lot of people, not because of anything other than I like to train pretty much alone. I like my family to train when they train, but I hate going into a gym and waiting for a bench or a squat rack or something like that. And there's always these people that come out and they spend like 3 hours doing something in the way, and it's a pain in the ass. And so you spend all this money and you can't even get in there. So I had an Anytime Fitness pass, and I did that one. I think it was 6 months, and 90% of the time I could not get on a bench or squat. And all through the damn night too. And I worked crazy hours. In fact, I worked two jobs, and I'd come in randomly and try to do a workout, and it seemed like I was always caught in that, where I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But anyway, some of the workouts that I wanted to talk about was if you wanted to do a training program where you got cardio plus you got some good strength training and some muscular endurance type training, and you could add cardio on top of they will add to, see, HIT training also has cardio, because you work out for 30 seconds to a minute, and then you take 30 seconds to a minute off, and you keep doing that. And once you do that for like 20 minutes, you're going to get a good cardiovascular workout. I mean, I think after 10 minutes, technically, you get a workout. You get a cardio workout anyway, once it passed 10 minutes. So, according to my ACE personal trainers class that I took. So, basically, on my routine, it's I started out by carrying logs. I'd carry a small log. It was a railroad tie on my. It's not small, but it's shorter, and I put it on my shoulder and I carry it down to the road and back up. Put it down, put it back on this other shoulder, throw it up there, walk down, walk back. Put it down, but I didn't, between the two shouldering exercise, I did it nonstop, so it was about a minute. It was just shy of a minute walk, and so then I would take 30 seconds. Well, typically I'd just take 30 seconds, grab the rock, carry the rock in front of me, like, to where I'm holding it by my stomach. I walk it down, walk it back, throw it on my left shoulder, walk it down, walk it back, throw it on my right, walk it down, walk it back. And that would be about a minute and 20 seconds sometimes on my walk. So I'd be pretty burnt on that one. So I would take anywhere from 30 to a minute rest on the next between the second and third set or exercise. So then I would turn around and I'd go, and the rock wasn't that heavy. It's only about 80 to 100 pounds, nothing big. Then I would go. I have a 350 pound or 390 pound large tractor tire. It's about 4.5 feet tall, and a little, almost just shy of 3 feet wide. And then I'd flip it under 20 reps, and then I will, roll it back up to the edge of the fence and lock it down and stuff like that. And then I would rest 1 minute, because flipping a tire, man, is actually pretty damn hard. When you're trying, because when you do, when I did anywhere from 12 to 20 reps, it would be anywhere from 40 to a minute in nonstop exercise. So then I'd take 30 to a minute off, depending on how much energy I had for that day. And then I would go and I have these other railroad ties, because I use railroad ties when I throw them on my shoulder. But the other ones, I wrapped garden hose around them, just wrapped them in the front and back of them, and then I carry them, and in farmer's carry. And that's an excellent exercise, man. It really is. From your feet, literally all your feet muscle, all the way up to your neck, man, is getting a workout. And your abs, your back, you wouldn't believe, your butt gets a hell of a good workout, all the little muscles that are holding your legs and your thigh and everything like that, abductors, adductors, minimus and maximus on your glutes and stuff like that. When you go downhill, when you go back up the hill. And again, I take a 1 minute rest at that point, and then I hit it back again. And I go over and I do. I have a semi tire, and I run a sprint down uh, along the roadway, and it's like a 25-yard sprint, and I sprint hard with it. It's only about a 90-pound tire. Um, 90 to 100 pound, 120 pounds at most, and I run the sprint, run it, and then I rest 30 seconds, run it back, rest 30 seconds, run it, and I do it 4 or 5 sets like that. And typically, as I get more tired, I take more time rest because I need to get my heart rate back down to a certain level. You don't want it resting, but you need it to be able to perform a good set for the next exercise. Well, then I turn over, I go back over there, and I have this leverage thing that I use, which is I do my deadlift, shrug, calf raise with it all in one exercise, and it's a leveraged exercise, which is that thing right there behind the tire, which I'll show you here real quick. But yeah, it's this one right here. I just grabbed this, and on this I have a little bit of a lift right here for the calves. There's a step up on this piece for so you get you activate your calves. Are already put into a stretch right there as you lift. So as you lift up, then your calves are already in tension, and my calves actually blew up really big from this exercise. So but anyway, between that exercise, and I only put one tire on it right now because I injured my back. This guy got pinned at the job last year, and I jumped in between the vehicle and I started leg pressing it, and it was like thousands of pounds, and I strained myself when I had an adrenaline rush. I hurt my hips and everything and tore my stomach, and so I was up to 3 large tires. Now I'm just doing one right now to build myself back up because I don't want any injuries. But anyway, I do the exercise I was telling you about. I do a one arm deadlift, one side, rest 30 seconds, then go do the other side and rest 30 seconds. And then I do a suitcase carry, which is just one arm. You just load up, like this bar right here. And you put basically 50 pounds on it, and you just walk down, down to the road and back up, and then you switch arms. And what that does is it builds, different parts of your obliques really well, and because of the offset of the weight. I do those ones, and like I said, this is all HIIT training. It's all 30-second or 1 minute bursts, and then you take 30 to 1 minute rest between them. And on top of it, I have this machine here. I was doing abs and lumbar, and then I have the bike that I do. I pump out. This is the cardio one I was telling you about. I'll either pump out 1 minute worth, and then I'll go really, really slow for 30 seconds, and then I'll go back really hard for a minute. But I also do sledgehammering on the tires. I hit the tires with different angles, but the handle here is thicker than a regular one. I put a PVC pipe on them, and then I have different levels of weight. I had a ball and chain I made. It's 45 pounds total. I was swinging that around. It was a pretty good workout, swinging over my head and so on. But then I built a workout for my forearms, and I also put these balls here for their racket balls on the inside of this, and then I just as I work it, pull it, I wheel it or roll it all the way up and down, and this way, and then back this way, so it builds the top of the forearm and the bottom of the forearm. And then when I do the leveraging, as on the sides, it's like leveraging a sledgehammer. It has the same action. And then I have a row machine that I use, and then I have the squat racks Uh, and then of course, I do my body weight training and all of this too. The ring push-ups that I do, one of the best exercises I've ever found. Honestly, I think it is the best chest exercise I've ever done. I love dips too, do the dips, and then I have a number of different chin-ups exercises I do, like this one right here, where I'm hanging onto the baseball. That builds the grip like you wouldn't believe, man. I jumped 60 pounds, 50, 60 pounds in about 30 to 40 days. And then I also do these two, the regular wide grip chin-ups with a piece of PVC pipe, which helps build the grip also. I didn't have enough time to actually build with this one right here. This is an old grease barrel that I filled up with rocks. I'm gonna have to dump half of it out and start over because I injured myself. So I'll begin with that again and start adding weight, just a couple handfuls at a time until it's maxed up again, and I'll be able to lift it. But anyway, this exercise right here was the one I was telling you guys about with the deadlift, shrug, calf raise. And I was, like I said earlier, I had 3 tires on here. What I was doing a long time ago was I'd throw rocks or plate weights and stuff like that in there, so that way once it got heavy enough I could retake those out of there and then add a tire and then add the rocks again and all the weight plates and everything, and then I'd have another set. And because I do a lot of sets when I typically do an exercise, if it's going to be just a deadlift day, then I'll do something like 10 sets on that. If it's obviously a HIIT training program, what I'll do is I'll do like the 2 logs right there. The 2 logs, one's a light log and then the other one is a bigger log, but it has an extra post hammered to it. So then that's a little bit extra weight, another 30, 40 pounds, and I still do this HIIT training where I'm going down and back, back and forth, and I do, like I said, 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the weight. If it's 90% of my max, or even a little bit higher, then I'm only going to do a 30-second burst with it, because otherwise, you can get damaged if you can, once your body is moving with that kind of weight against you, your resistance, you can rip ligaments and tendons and muscles, and it's not really worth it, especially a person that goes to a job every day and has a life, somebody that can't be taking days off and have to go to surgery and stuff like that. It's just kind of pointless to go rip yourself up, especially at my age too, being 42. I don't really want to have to, it takes a lot longer for me to heal up, so I'd prefer not to get injured. I have a log that I was going to cut up and basically make handles for my log press, clean and jerk press, or whatever, the one for the strongman. My chainsaw broke, so I couldn't finish it. But then I have a heavy bag that I tied to a railroad tie, and I packed the crap out of it in there. It got hit by a truck this year, so it's loose. So I got to go back in and repack it. But I'm going to start training, doing some boxing and kickboxing training in there again. And as far as the dumbbells go, I do all kinds of different curls. I have like 5 different types, 6 different types of curls that I do, and then I do the clean and jerk, 1-arm dumbbell clean and jerks, or 2 dumbbells clean and jerks. I got to get some more rubber bands, but I've been doing some abdominal exercises with that, where you get down onto the ground with your knees, and then you do like a vertical sit-up, but with resistance, and you do a vacuum, suck your guts in, and pull. That's another really good thing to help shape the abdominals. I don't know necessarily if it's entirely a great exercise for abdominal strength necessarily. I think deadlifts would build your stomach muscle, for better than like a simple sit-up would, or a vertical sit-up or crunch. I do the jump rope. I really like that. I think it's a great training implement to keep fit and athletic. Trying to think what else that I had out here. Anyway, all in all, I think I was doing something like 24 exercises, separate exercises, but things like when I do 7 different types of chin-ups, then it ends up being, things like that, and then different types of push-ups and different kinds of abdominal exercises and things like that. Then I end up going over 30 some exercises in a row, and I would do that all in one shot. And that was when I had a lot of energy. And then opposite days I would go, I'll go for a run, walk, jog, run, or I would just go jog, slow then fast, slow then fast. I've never been a real, I've run 9 miles before was my best, but I ran it at 4.5 miles an hour in as far as speed goes, which isn't real good, So I'm not an incredible runner by any means, but I love biking, and trampoline work. I love jumping on a trampoline. But if people wanted to do more of a minimalist program, you should figure out some kind of an exercise where you're doing if you want something like a minimalist program, what that means is that you're going to want an exercise where, a few exercises where you build as much of your body as possible. The best exercises that I've found is doing the clean and jerk, whether it's a dumbbell, 1 or 2 dumbbells, or a bar. You can use kettlebells, sandbags, salt bags, whatever. You can tape them up and throw them up over your head. Things like that. The clean and jerk is like for sure the absolute best full body workout that you can do. It's been proven by the strongest American Olympic lifter that we had years ago, and I can't remember his name except Scott, but I follow him on Instagram. But he was doing like a 500 and some pound clean and jerk. But anyway, he hooked up an electronic belt to his and he had all these wires going up to all of his muscles, and it said that was the clean and jerk was the best exercise for activation, like 100% activation of all the muscles, the muscle fibers in the body. So the clean and jerk is definitely an exercise that someone should do. It's the best all-around athletic builder that there is. If you're looking at being the world strongman or something like that, then it's still good for helping with popping weight over your head and everything. But obviously if that's your goal, then you wouldn't be looking at my channel anyway. You'd be looking at some of the strongmen or powerlifters or what have you. But for general fitness people that want to stay healthy and live more comfortable, healthy life, then you can follow the Hiit program, or you can do the like a minimalist program, like doing the clean and jerk, do some push-ups, or do heavy dumbbell bench. I prefer heavy dumbbell bench simply because I get a better stretch on top of, I don't have to worry about if it falls, I'm gonna die, So I've been pinned under weight before when I was younger, and it's no fun. So with heavy dumbbells, you can actually push a lot farther with it, without worry that it is going to pin you. So that's the other good thing about heavy dumbbells too. So, and then the final exercise, like I said, the clean and jerk and the dumbbell bench or push-ups, you can interchange them. I also add dips to that to build the bottom of the pectorals and the entire tricep, because most press movements, like whether they're bench or push-ups, are only basically you're going to build all of your tricep, but it's not going to be built they're not supposed to hit all 3 heads of the tricep. So the dips do hit all 3 heads, and the entire bottom of your pectoral. So heavy dumbbell bench with a slight incline, and then dips, or ring push-ups and dips, and heavy dumbbell curls or chin-ups will build those three things, you know, like I said, the clean and jerk, and then one of those other two of each category will help you uh, get what you need in a quick, you know, like if you want to do clean and jerk on Monday and bench on Wednesday and then Friday do curls, um, that's another good way to go about fitness training too. If you work a lot of hours but you still want to get somewhere with your fitness, those are all right setups, you know, setup program, just a real quick, easy one. Do that before you go shower or whatever, you know, just kind of get a workout done. And then if you want to get some cardio in, go do some jogging, you know, or jump on a bike or something like that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, go for a hike on Saturday. Just being active is actually pretty important. Um, I know that when I was doing the clean and jerk with dumbbells, I actually activated my biceps a lot more because it was in a almost like a hammer curl as I was pulling the weight up like this. It was activating my biceps, so they didn't shrink down as like when I was only doing the barbell. Um, you know, the barbell clean and jerk, because that doesn't really activate the biceps. So anyway, I'll gab your head off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let you go now. But anyway, minimalist programs are great for a lot of hard-working people. So just uh, get them down and look them up. Look up all the details on where to stand, how to do a split style with dumbbells. Doing split style with dumbbells is one of the things that, man, it's an excellent move for being able to run faster, hiking, doing basically anything that you want to do. Whether you get in a physical altercation with someone, a clean and jerk will give you strength and explosive power, which is it's needed in a lot of cases. So anyway, hope this helps. Take care. Have a good day.